It is episode 178. Welcome into the Bench is Cleared podcast, where we cover the best rivalry in all of sports. I am Jesse Gutierrez, and I represent the side of the best team in baseball, San Francisco Giants.
And I'm Dave, representing the side of the Dodgers, the best team in baseball. I should probably be asleep if I'm going to stay up to watch them at 3 a.m., but, we'll see how that goes.
I don't see. The thing is you can love the Dodgers in your heart. The fact is they're not that good. They're 12-8. The Giants are 13-5 in spring training. I feel like that's what really matters if we're honestly talking about. If you want to be honest, if you want to be biased, I guess I don't know.
Bold statement to say the Dodgers are not good. Bold, really bold.
Is it time for Dodger baseball though? Is it?
Almost. We're a couple hours away. I
don't think so. I think right now
but
the Dodgers are just as good as the Rockies right now. It's sad to see two fourth and fifth place team just arguing about spending money. Like it's weird to me.
Well, I think there's one side that's crying and the other side that just doesn't give a damn.
I feel like you're crying about it.
First of all, with the name like Dick Monfort, whatever, like just be quiet, man. Your name is already hilarious.
His name is Dick Monfort?
Yeah, and then to be saying that
that's rough.
He's crying about the Dodgers spending. They're the poster boys of like why things should be changed. I don't get it. There's a guy that paid $50 million to get rid of his best player, and then turned around and paid an IL merchant in Chris Bryant all the money in the world.
Did we see that coming though? Like I feel like we knew that he was a little injury prone, but this is like legendary injury prone.
But why would you do that in the first place? Like give him all that money. It didn't make any sense. So from a team that's run poorly to be, holding their pearls and be like, hey, those guys over there, they're doing stuff the wrong way. Fix it. And then it was the stuff that he said. He said that there should be a salary floor and a salary cap. And if there's a revenue split, a bigger revenue split or something, then he's all for it. Then he'll start spending. Like, okay, dude. Like,
that makes sense though. Like, what's up, Dancy? Sorry, I don't mean to hold you for a minute, but
what's going on?
That's
Dan?
Almost like we were talking a little before this. It's almost like that meme, the deal thing. Like
you get this and I get that, but
yeah, exactly.
Like the Dodgers get nothing.
Get some of your money so I can spend some money. You get to give me money. Like that's a little wild.
And you see the reception that they've gotten in Japan and in Tokyo. So they're good for the league. Like you really want them to like.
Oh, stop.
It's good for baseball.
Let's stop with this. Let's stop with all. They're just so good for baseball. Just
they're so good. If the Giants went over there, they'd be like, oh, okay. When do the Dodgers come back?
It's because the Dodgers, they're going crazy in Japan right now because the Dodgers are in Japan. It's not because of Shohei Ohtani.
And the Dodgers. I mean, you just look at it. The tickets for the Cubs. The tickets for the Cubs are like a fraction of what the Dodgers tickets are right now.
The tickets for the Cubs?
The exhibition games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's crazy. It's crazy how. I mean, you saw the stadium was almost completely full just to go watch them practice. Like it's crazy. So,
yeah, but it's.
Yeah. You don't want to admit it. You know it's good for baseball. Just admit it.
Are we going to pretend that the people are lining up for Michael Conforto and Blake Snell?
You know what's funny? I've been reading the tweets and stuff from. No. Hold on. They've really endeared themselves with Miguel Rojas because of how he treated Shohei when he first came to the Dodgers and Yamamoto, and how he gave the number to Sasaki without wanting anything. So he's a fan favorite over there. I mean. So yeah, they are lining up to go watch him too.
Can we stop pretending that
and Miguel it pains
Rojas is a great guy for giving a franchise player his number? I like Miguel Rojas is on the line.
You're a veteran of baseball. You've been there for years. Would you do it?
if I am on the line of getting DFA'd, yeah, I do whatever to stay on the team.
Well, they gave him a 2-year contract, so he still
When?
had this year.
When?
This is his last year.
Okay,
So
thank you.
they-
Then you give it to him this year.
No. So who cares? Like, if you don't have to give up your number.
I'm not saying
It's a big
first of all,
gesture.
yes, he did. Yes, he
No,
did.
he
did
didn't.
have.
No, he
They
didn't.
basically,
No, he didn't.
I'm sure they were like, he like was calling them like, "Hey, Roki Sasaki can have my number," and they were like, we were already giving it to him." Like, I don't know why you think that this is even a question. Like, I don't. Let's stop it. Like, I get it. It's a nice gesture. You know,
You're
whatever.
being way
but it's
too
not,
cynical
like,
about it.
He
You're
didn't have a
being
choice.
like, it didn't matter, it's your seniority, whatever it is. We're just snatch it away from you. We're just gonna snatch it, and it doesn't matter. Like that wasn't what what happened. No,
is Roki Sasaki a potential rookie. Is a potential franchise player?
Sure.
How many more years in the league do you think Miguel Rojas has?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Years.
It
Play the game, Dave.
If it was Shohei coming over, you're like, all right, dude, yeah. But Roki, I mean, he's young. I don't know. I don't think it was like we have to give him this or he's not going to sign here kind of thing. Like,
right, exactly.
It wasn't going to change his mind if he couldn't get his number. Right?
I don't know. I just have this feeling that if he was like, he better buy me a Rolex or else he ain't getting my number, they'd be like, then you'll be DFA'd. We literally don't care. Like,
but
that's how I
get
feel.
anything out of it. He wasn't Joe Kelly about it.
Know.
He didn't want a car. He didn't want any. He was like, nah, you can have it. Like,
I know. I'm saying that if Miguel Rojas was like, he can't have my number unless he gives me something, like, the normal practice of what people usually do, the Dodgers would probably just DFA him. Like, what's the over under of Miguel Rojas at bats this year?
First of all, Chris Taylor
50.
I don't know. I don't know, but his value is in the fact that he's a leader and the stuff that he does off the field. All right, that helps too. But the point is,
because he has a wing
Chris Taylor, dude, the guy hasn't done anything in I don't know how long, and they've been loyal to that guy. You really think because he didn't give up a number, they're going to be like, we're going to get rid of you? No. Hey, if they do things like that in San Francisco, that's one thing. All right, that's what you guys do. I get it. All right, but
I'm not saying they would. I'm just saying they would probably get rid of him before letting Roki Sasaki pick a different number.
That's a huge leap. Like, we're gonna get rid of you because you didn't want to give up the number.
I'm just saying I don't think that they're losing sleep over, like, they're worried about Miguel Rojas keeping his number. I think they were like, Roki, this is your number. We'll talk to Miguel Rojas later. And then maybe he got ahead of it and was like, I
don't think he cared that much. Like, if it was Roki, you think that was a huge deal? Like,
maybe
he had to have it.
I don't know. You tell me, Crash. Is this Miguel Rojas has the tattoo 11 on his forearm, or is it Roki who has the? I would imagine it's Rojas. I don't think Roki has any tattoos.
Roki has one singular tattoo, and it's this number on his forearm.
Just 11. Just a bold ass 11. That'd be funny. Wild. You're wild. Interesting question.
The whole context, which was a good moment, which is a nice moment. He gave him his number, and then you completely crapped on it. But whatever, we'll move on.
Let's just be honest. It's just I don't think anyone. I don't know.
If Lamont Wade did that, if Wilmer Flores did that, I'd be like, oh my God, look at the leader that he is.
No,
look
I would not.
Him welcome.
No, yes, I would not. I would say the same thing. I'd be like, like,
the
he's always
that would
like
come
Wilmer
out of...
is a great comparison because Wilmer has a little soft spot in Giants fans' hearts, and I love Wilmer Flores, but he's also on his way out. So if the Giants got Roki Sasaki and Wilmer Flores is like, hey guys, I'm gonna give him my number, I'd be like, it's cool, but I mean, let's be honest, Roki was going to have that number regardless. I'm just saying.
Well, he could have just had it the very next year when the guy left. Like, it doesn't have to be drama.
You know what I mean? I was a little backwards. Right. right. I was like, what do you mean when he left next year? But then, yeah. Because why? Because Miguel Rojas is probably going to retire in the next year or two.
Next year or so, yeah. It doesn't,
That's my point. I was just saying.
Let's
That's my
move
point.
on.
I'm a fan of any team that's playing the Dodgers. So, my favorite team is the Giants. Second favorite team is any team playing the Dodgers. So, they're playing the Dodgers, and so yes, I will be a fan of the Japanese Giants that day. I don't know anything about them.
You need to stay up till 3 a.m. and watch the Giants take on the Dodgers.
I'm not going to do that on a Tuesday. I got work the next day. I mean, if the Giants were there, I would think about it. Man, but I'm at the age though where like, if I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to like watch something, I'm probably falling right back asleep during commercial break and I ain't waking back up.
First, why did they? It's 3 a.m. It's the freaking witching hour, so everybody will be asleep. So
what time is that in Japan? Does anybody know?
I don't know, but yeah, man.
We're like the king of I guess it's good that we're saying we don't know things instead of acting like we do know things.
Well, we do that with everything else, but with actual information, we generally just don't know it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, at least we're not like, I don't know. I'm just gonna take Crash at his word that that's 7. I'm gonna
PM. All right, yeah, Crash
7 p.m. Why couldn't you maybe do that at like, I don't know, 5? 1 o'clock in the morning, at least like people can be like, oh, I'll stay up. You know what I mean?
Jesse doesn't want to be up at 3 a.m. guys. Can we push it back, or can we do it earlier, please?
Me? It's just me. I think it's everybody in the world.
They're not going to accommodate us. They're going over there for them, not for us.
I feel like they should accommodate us. I mean, we're
you're not even
obviously the biggest Dodger Giant podcast ever. So
they'd finally change it to 1 a.m. and you'd be like, oh, I didn't watch it. I fell asleep. So
yeah. When you're right. Yeah, I guess we're fully into the Tokyo series now. I think we're are we over the Rockies owner, or do we prematurely eject? I think we're good, right?
I think it's ridiculous. First of all, the messenger and the message, both of them are wrong. And on the other side, Tony Clark's like, we're adamant, like we don't want a salary cap or floor, like it's not in the best interest of the players, so we're not going to change our stand. So there'll probably be a stoppage, and it's owners like that guy that are jealous, that hate the Dodgers, because I think he said it before, like we're not trading with the Dodgers, we're not their whatever he said, something like that. But he was adamant that they weren't going to trade with the Dodgers about something.
Well, I mean, it's also in division. That makes
sense. Sure, but I mean, he already hates them, so
I know the feeling.
Unlike the new Padres owner who used to be a Dodger fan, so
damn.
And he said he couldn't even bring himself to say beat LA, which is I mean, it'll be fun during the season. All those quotes will be pretty fun to use during the season.
That's awkward. At that point, don't even own a team. Like, I don't know. If you had the opportunity, say you won the lottery, Dave, you won the lottery, and you're like, the opportunity came to own the Diamondbacks. Do you do it?
No. I love the Dodgers too much, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I couldn't do it. So maybe this guy's gonna be he's gonna trade us Merrill and Tatis, like, he's like, yeah, I really hate the Dodgers.
You could do that. You could be the ultimate Giants fan, and Dodgers fan, and buy the Diamondbacks and just trade the Dodgers all the Diamondbacks good players.
I could do that, and then probably go broke, and then just go back to being.
Then you just got to win the lottery one more time.
Yeah, that sounds good. An inside job, hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so then I guess we will get into this Tokyo series, because I mean, I don't know. More stuff has to come out, I guess, about this guy. But he's just a notorious bad owner. Like, there's so many head scratching things that the Rockies do. I don't know of a more I don't want to. I'm trying to figure out the word because I don't want to say worse owner or dumber owner because John Fisher's still around, still alive, and owns the Oakland A's. But
Well, is he dumb? I would say he's kind of smart, right? Like he's devious and he's bad, but he tanked all this time so he can leave, and he got what he wanted.
I feel like
So,
that's stupid, though. I feel like that's dumb.
and
I
now
don't
he's
know.
signing players. Like we talk about it all the time, but
Right.
I feel like
I
he's gonna
just,
have a competitive team at least, even though the way he went about it is shitty. But I don't know if you can say he's dumb. I mean, he ended up getting what he wanted.
yeah, but the way I mean, I don't know. There's just so much dumb shit that's out there playing in minor league stadiums. All the quotes that come out are just like are so stupid. I would put the Rockies owner above John Fisher, but I think he's definitely number two. Like, how do you
Yeah,
pay
they're
someone $50 million to take Nolan Arenado? Like
and then
that's
turn around and be like, I'm gonna get a worse player in Bryant and put him out in the outfield where he can get hurt in the biggest outfield in the league and hope that he stays
wild,
healthy.
and it just I don't know. I like just they've done already like almost like a couple rebuilds, but never like got off the ground. Like almost like he's just the worst builder ever. Like starts to do a foundation and just never even completes a foundation or does a foundation like on glass. Like I don't know how else to describe it. Like there's just I don't know, terribly run organization. And I get why you're going to come after the Dodgers, but I don't think you have a lot of fuel. Like that would be your way to go. You got to go at the top and be like, "Oh, this is a problem." And the things that the Dodgers are doing right now, I think are definitely things that haven't been done to this level before. So if you're the opposite end of it, you got to critique the top.
If if the message came from another owner, who could it be that you'd be like, all right, maybe I can get behind them?
Nobody. Well, because even the Giants owners, I would be like, shut up and spend your money. Like, so even if it's a team that I love, but there's no way you can convince me that spending money on players is dumb. Like that just doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't think deferred money it's a problem for nobody except for the players. That's why it's hard to convince players to take deferred money. But they're doing it to make it work to be on the Dodgers. They have a good thing going on right now. So that's kind of on the player. Like I think the players union should be the most worried about this the way the Dodgers are doing deferrals, but they're fine with it. Who cares? Like it's kind of that's the only negative is for the player technically. I mean, it's hard to say it's a negative because technically they're missing out on maybe a couple extra $1 million when they're getting paid an abundance of millions of dollars. But,
And it's
so
not like this
I
is
don't
gonna.
know how you can make that argument. I just don't know. I think they're going to try to make this argument. I think this is already laying the grounds for a work stoppage. It's kind of written in stone that a work stoppage is going to happen. This is classic laying the groundwork, basically already crying poor and crying about it 2 years before they have to make the decision. So it's going to happen.
Which is it's pretty stupid.
It's beyond stupid because at the end of the day, it's hurting your sport. Like to not play games and to basically be in the spot that we were in, what was it, 2021 or 2022 when they did it? I don't know. Like they've created so much more revenue.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like to do another work
shoot themselves
stoppage
in the
for
foot
some
by taking
bullshit.
games off.
Yeah. For some bullshit. All for some legit bullshit. So I don't know. Wild takes here. Yeah. We'll talk more about it, I guess, as it really develops. But this is basically the route they're going to take. The cheap owners, this is the route they're going to take, and they're laying it out for you right here. So We'll see. We'll see how it develops. Maybe they'll get smart. Probably not, because the Rockies owner does really nothing smart. But going to Tokyo at this time and doing it really early, is it smart? Dave, your take on the Tokyo series? Go.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Like it's not smart? How so? You said it wasn't smart to do it early?
I said, was it smart to do it early and to have it broken up and have games that count in the middle of spring and then come back, have some more spring games, and then start opening day?
I think it's fine. You know, it doesn't matter. The NFL has been doing it, like going to other places to try to grow the game as well. Like I think this is cool. I mean, it's it happened to be the Dodgers because they do have the biggest Japanese star, and so I wonder if they'll switch it up going forward because people get tired of watching the Dodgers all the time. But
yeah, every year they're going somewhere.
I mean, if they sign another player from Japan next year, then they'll just go right back. But I think it's cool, man. I mean, you have so many fans like that, get to see the Dodgers and the Cubs. Like, I think it's pretty cool. Like, I don't mind it. Like, I don't think it changes anything in the season or does any, it's not going to hurt us or anything. So I think it's cool. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I do think that there is a weird thing that the Dodgers are going every single year. I mean, I think at some point you're gonna have to try to switch it up a little bit.
I mean, sure, but who are you gonna get? Maybe the Giants. They have no. Who are you gonna take over there?
There's plenty of other. Yeah, I understand. To Dodger fans, everything revolves around you. You're the only one who matters. So
I'm agreeing with you, though. I'm just asking who would you take?
You're not. You're a little condescending ass. I know what you're doing.
I mean, taking those long plane rides, it can't be good. So maybe there's some concern for injury for pitchers or whoever it is with their backs and stuff. But other than that, like, I think it's cool. I think it's fun. You get to see how they interact with the culture, and it's just pretty cool, the content you get from them going. So I'd be for it for other teams to go, younger players and, whatever. I'd be for different teams going. I don't know if it would attract as many people, viewers. I don't know if they would even stay up to watch those games.
Yeah.
I'm being serious. Unless, like, if the Giants win, you think all the fan base is going to stay up to watch it?
Fuck no.
Exactly. So
I don't think all the Dodgers fan base is going to watch it either.
No, they're not. But I'm saying, like, because it's Ohtani, there's a chance that more people will stay up to watch it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, this is for a Japanese series. This is the best way to go. Dodgers and Cubs. It makes sense. I mean, I would imagine. I'm trying to think if there's any other teams that have more Japanese players than these two teams. But I don't think so, right?
No, I mean, unless
definitely not the Dodgers.
You can take the Yankees, the aura of the Yankees, and it's the Yankees. So
no, I know, but I'm just saying, like,
I just don't know if it attracts as much because
these are the perfect play. I mean, they have Suzuki, Imanaga, and then Yamamoto, Sasaki, and Shohei Ohtani, obviously. So I mean, this is the best two teams to go to the right country, and I guess it I know the Giants did Mexico. I know, was it the Yankees and the Cardinals who did London?
Was it the Red Sox? Like that, one of those games was absurd. Like
I feel like I remember Aaron Judge having a home run in London, but I want to say that.
No, it was the Red Sox.
Huh?
It was the Red Sox.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah. I know they do that. They've been switching around, but it just seems like the last 2 years it's been Dodgers. So might need to back off the Dodgers a little bit. And I get it. It's Shohei Ohtani. It's box off. I mean, he's the biggest star in the world, especially the biggest star in freaking Japan. But I guess that's another story.
I mean, they even did the collab with an anime, Demon Slayer. Or they did a little short. That's pretty cool, man. And he's on a video game now.
Is that a show or is that a game?
So it's an anime. It's a show, but they animated all the players are going to be, well, not all of them, but a couple of them they're going to be playing. And so they did a little short. It was pretty cool. And he's going to be in a video game. He's on Fortnite. I think he's the first MLB player on there.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of another baseball player that could be on something like that. Maybe Aaron Judge.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
I think he's probably the only one that's comparable, right? At this point.
And he's the only one that's comparable, and there's still a large gap there. But going into the Tokyo series, I mean, you got Yamamoto, you got Sasaki pitching. It's Yamamoto versus Imanaga and Sasaki versus Steele. I mean, I know this is probably would be a homer take to do a 2-0, but is that where you're going?
I don't know. It's so early, and also they're still in spring training mode. So I've loved what I saw from Yamamoto and Sasaki so far. They've looked pretty good. Sasaki's looked really good, but we won't know until he's facing a regular MLB lineup. But he looks nasty, man. That splitter looks filthy, just as promised. So, yeah, if I'm going to be a homer, 2-0. They're going to come back with 2 wins, man.
Coming back with 2 wins, and if you don't, you will literally eat your own foot live on the next show. I mean, I also kind of want to see, because I guess the only Ohtani is an everyday player, but he's a DH. It's a little different. When you're looking at Seiya, I wonder what kind of response he gets just being out there every day. Like if that's like a thing, like if just him like fielding a fly ball, if that just creates like a giant roar and a giant cheer. Like this is going to be I almost feel like it's ridiculous that they're switching back home and away games, that it should just be 2 home games for the Dodgers, if we're just being honest.
I don't think they're switching. I thought they were the away team for both.
No.
Yeah, I thought the Dodgers were the away team for both. Were they not?
Let me see. Let me look this up.
Yeah, that was. They said that a couple weeks ago. I thought
they really are. That is the biggest load of horse shit I've ever heard in my life. They're really not even giving one of these games as a home game to the Dodgers when it's clearly a home game.
Well, what do you want to be the very first play of the game, man? Who do you want up there the very first play of the game in both games? You see what they're doing. Shohei Ohtani will be the very first batter. I mean, it's perfect.
So basically what you're saying is Rob Manfred just is catering things to cater to Shohei Ohtani. That's what you're trying to tell me.
No. I mean, it's their biggest star. I don't know who did it, but I mean,
it's looking that way.
You just said that you wanted them to have a home game. Now you're mad that, of the reason why? Like,
well, they don't have any home games. It's all away games, and they're the home team.
It's 2 games. Who cares? You're nitpicking here. You're nitpicking at little things.
I don't think I am. I feel like then the Dodgers going to have 2 more home games than the Cubs. When they're the obvious home team. They're the let's be honest. Let's be fair here. They're the obvious home team, are they not?
Sure. The people there are just there to watch good baseball, man. It doesn't matter.
They're there to watch Shohei Ohtani.
So then it makes sense why he's up there first, right?
No, it would make sense that they're the home team, because you also go, who are your 2 starting pitchers? Roki Sasaki and Yoshi Yamamoto. Like, this is wild. This is getting a little bit rampant, and now
I feel like we're complaining about nothing here. I feel like we're complaining just to complain. I don't understand what the big deal is here. Why were you so upset?
And you're not even using all your Japanese starters, because Shohei Ohtani's can't even pitch.
Correct. I don't understand why them being the away team is causing such an uproar from you.
You don't think it's an advantage being the home team?
I don't think think it matters.
I don't know. I feel like the Dodgers have a home field advantage. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see when the games happen how hard this is like the Dodgers 5 years ago at Petco Park, or any team at Petco Park, the Giants at Petco Park, and 5 years ago when no one cared about the Padres. Like there's gonna be more cheers for the other team than the home team.
Well, who would you have sent that's going to get the same amount of roars? No one.
No, these are the right teams, but let's be honest, the Dodgers need to be the home team.
Why? I just
why. Let's not act. Let's not put our acting hats on right now. Let's be fair here.
I mean, they should have done 1-1. I don't understand why they didn't do a 1-1. I mean, it makes sense. You want Shohei to be the first guy up there at both games, sure, but like should have just been 1-1. But it's not a big deal. It's whatever.
Seiya's just chopped liver, I guess.
Yeah.
Wild. Rough and rowdy, wild and wet. This is insanity. All right. Are you
expecting a 2-0 coming back, or are you just going to be a hater and hope for the 0-2?
I mean, yeah, of course I'm going to hope for the 0-2. I hope the Dodgers go 1-161, but it's just not going to happen. But I don't know. I mean, the Cubs can very easily sneak one away. You know, baseball could happen and they could go 2-0, but it's just very unlikely. Especially with Yamamoto and Sasaki being able to throw on, their home turf. I think that is something. But Imanaga's there too, and he's kind of like an old vet, so maybe he'll be a little more, I don't know, can handle it more. I don't know. I'm just making things up at this point.
They've got future Dodger in the outfield. Tucker.
I think that it maybe just a 1-1 split. That's what I'm going to hope for.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see. I think they're going to go 2-0 just because.
Say what?
I think they're going 2-0, obviously.
Obviously.
But, we'll see.
Who knows?
Did you happen to see the poll? There was a poll on MLB of players. It was a players poll. Who do they like to play with the most? Who's still, right?
Let me guess. It's Shohei Ohtani?
There's 5 guys. Okay. Obviously, Ohtani's on there, right? Obviously.
Right.
I will give you 3 chances to try to get the next 4.
The next 4?
Yeah.
Okay, I like this. Is
and
Patrick Bailey on there?
Okay, so that's an X already. You have 2 more tries. Clearly just wasting a bullet for no reason there.
Well, that was a little strategic. Best catching catcher and defensive catcher in baseball. I thought maybe the pitchers would band together and want to steal strikes. Maybe they don't want to win. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just going to go popular players. We're going Aaron Judge?
Yes.
Okay. Can you give me one hint? Is there another Dodger on this?
How many? Yeah, there's 2 more Dodgers on there.
Mookie and Freddie?
Mookie's on there. Freddie's not.
Freddie's not.
No. So now you're missing 3 people, right? Yeah.
No, you said there was 5. There was Shohei.
I think there's 6. My bad. There might be 6. Okay.
So 5 more.
I'm not sure if Judge was. I think Judge is there, but I don't remember.
Judge, Mookie. Did they go Bobby Witt?
No.
Shit. I already struck out. Give me another at bat, coach. Another at bat.
Let's see if you stay alive with this one.
What about Willie Adames?
And so you're 0 for 3 there.
Damn. So, I literally thought everyone talks about everyone loves being his teammate. Okay.
There was. I'm just gonna give you the answers now because let's not play this game anymore.
Listen, you're already lost. All right.
You're already lost. So Mike Trout was still there, I think.
Oh, okay. And, that's obvious. Avi.
Frankie Lindor, which is one of my favorite players up until he went to the Mets. Then whatever, because I wanted him on the Dodgers. And the last one you wouldn't expect, Clayton Kershaw's on the list still. So voted by the peers, and they still want to play with him, which is crazy, man. So you got 3 Dodgers. Recruitment city when it comes to the All-Star game.
Yeah, I
As
guess.
much as people hate him, the players themselves want to play with guys in LA, man. I'm
I,
just saying.
I
So
think you're stretching right now.
there's 3 Dodgers. There's not a single Giant on there.
I'm just saying if Shohei Ohtani, maybe Shohei Ohtani would be number one no matter what team he's on. But if Mookie and Clayton Kershaw were on the Reds and they sucked, I don't think that they would still be on that list.
But you're going like from one end to the complete opposite. You're like, oh, they're going to be
That's
on a
my
really
point,
shitty
though.
team. They couldn't be on a just a good team.
That's my point. Speaking of good teams, there's a team that just keeps winning, and is really good, which means they're going to win the World Series pretty much. I think it's pretty much guaranteed. Might as well order the rings. Start playing the parade today. 13-5. Your San Francisco Giants do. So what I wanted to say about this is obviously it doesn't mean anything, but I think it's really encouraging what they're doing. Like it seems like they have really changed philosophies when you watch the games, the little ones that you are able to watch. It seems like they are not just still looking for the walk and swinging for the fence. It looks like they're playing situational. They're running more. And it also just seems, and I think the reason they're winning more, it seems like there's a lot of actual competition and within the team, and almost like the Giants are trying to win, which most teams don't care if they win or lose. They're just trying to get their they're just trying to do the spring training routines. And it seems like almost like, with the new regime, they're like, hey, this is the way we want to play. And maybe they're, going like almost practicing the way they want to do to do baseball. Is that a thing? Is that a way to say it? Just like to play fundamental baseball, not try to go by platoons and numbers and playing hard and making good decisions and stealing and running and taking extra bases and all that kind of stuff. So it would make sense that they're winning more.
So you're saying they're tryhards,
Huh?
You're saying they're tryhards,
Pretty
right?
much. I feel
They're
like
they're that
right
they're
now,
they're that kid in the playground. They're playing against little kids that they're obviously better than, and they're just going all out.
Yeah,
because they know they're going to win.
It's like the company softball tournament, and there's one team that takes it really seriously. I think that might be the Giants right now.
Yeah, so ridiculous. Who cares? It's spring training.
Yeah, no,
They're trying so hard.
But it is encouraging because if you're a Giants fan, the way they've been playing has been, one, not entertaining, two, boring, which is the same thing, but two very different things. Three, just head scratching. I mean, the strikeouts with pitches in the zone is so wild. Like they were always at the top of that list. To swing through pitches in the zone is very concerning. And it just seems like the philosophy has changed. When you get 2 strikes, you can do situational hitting. Before doesn't matter. Wait for your pitch. If you strike out on a third called strike, on a painted corner, then cool. But I don't think it's cool anymore. So it feels like a whole shift has changed. So it is encouraging to watch them play this brand of baseball. But is it going to actually translate when teams are actually trying to win and not trying to get their work in? Remains to be seen. We shall see. But I mean, Jung Hoo Lee, obviously his power numbers are going to go down. He's not the way the ball flies in Arizona is way different than San Francisco, but he's hitting the crap out of the ball. Lamont Wade is walking like he always does. I mean, it just seems like guys are doing what they would be doing if things are going well. Does that make sense? It's not like it's out of character, but it's also, how do you say, like they're reaching their ceiling. Does that make sense? Am I talking crazy?
A little bit. I think it's a little bit of false hope, man. I mean, you got teams like the D-backs and the Padres in the division. So, I don't know. I
don't know. The Chicago White Sox are the worst team in spring training, so that's another consistency.
I just have a hard time believing they're going to have a giant leap forward.
I I don't think a giant. I guess it really depends what you call a giant leap forward. Do you think like 5 or 6 games is a giant leap forward?
No.
Okay. Do you think 10 games is a giant leap forward?
Maybe. I think them making the playoffs is a huge leap forward. Because
Yeah, and I think that's possible.
if
I
you
think them getting close to, if not 90 games, is possible. Not likely, but it is possible.
Because you look at the competition. So if you make the playoffs with the competition in the NL, you've got to be pretty good. You got to be playing really good baseball. Because you've got the Padres, you've got the D-bags, you've got like, I don't know, the Mets, the Braves that are going to be, a couple of those teams are going to be playing for the wild card. So if you are the last one standing and make it to the wild card, you've been playing some pretty good baseball. So then I'd say it'd be a pretty big leap.
Right. Also, I mentioned the Padres are the literal worst team. I said the White Sox are one. Did I say one of the worst ones, or did I say the worst one?
The worst.
I
think they're the worst.
They're actually technically 3. So it's San Diego, Seattle, White Sox. I meant to say one of the worst. So
in the case, like Crash brings up here, in the case of the Padres, that is going to translate to the regular season. Like that's obvious. The worst team in MLB is definitely translating into regular season.
Translation.
No doubt about that.
Easy translation. Like the translation app that we're sponsored by. No, we're not. But if you own a translation app, you could sponsor us. Like it's just trying to sell.
Translate all our mumbo jumbo, all the crap that we say that doesn't make any sense.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yes. I just think it's really encouraging that it's a different product than we're used to seeing. It's the same players, but there's a definite philosophy change, if that makes sense. That is
it's got to start somewhere,
to watch, right? And hopeful that they could make a big leap forward. And I think they will. Whether it's 5 games to 85 wins, whether it's 10 games to 90 wins, if it's between those two, I think you got a really shot at making the playoffs.
What was your record last year? Do you remember?
Huh?
Do you remember your record last year?
Spring training record?
No. Just regular season.
It was 82. So
80 and 82?
80 and 82.
So you're saying if you go 85 and what? 70 something?
70 something.
You think that you'd be happy with it?
I would be happy if that's a playoff berth, which it is possible with that last wild card, but I doubt it. I think you need to get closer to 88, 90 wins.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can be happy unless you make the playoffs.
Yeah, you got to make the playoffs, man. You got to start.
If you're trying, even though right now they're not all in, they are obviously trying. They're not like a rebuilding team where they're just trying to see where they're at. You know, I don't know.
I mean, you need to try to close the gap. I know it's ridiculous. It's pretty wide between the Dodgers and Giants right now, but you need to try to close that.
Say what?
I said the gap between the Dodgers and the Giants is pretty big right now. You need to try to close that.
Well, maybe not. Maybe obviously right now the Giants are better on spring training, which means everything. So who knows? But you know what the most encouraging thing is? The Dodgers beat the shit out of the Giants so bad last year that I feel like it can't get worse.
But it could just be belt to ass every time. Like, it doesn't have to get worse. It just stays the same.
But even if we're just a smidgen better, then it's just better. That's a win against the Dodgers is like 2 wins because they're probably going to be at the top of the division. So it's, same thing with like against like the Padres or the Diamondbacks. A win against them is almost like 2 wins because you're guaranteeing a loss to the teams that you're chasing. So if you're able to, I need to look up exactly what the record is. I know we only won 1 series against you guys, and I know we got swept at least twice against you guys last year, which I think now there's only 4 series. So it might have been 1 series win for us, 1 series win for you, and then 2 series sweeps for you. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
The cool part about that is that twice you told me you were going to be there, twice you were there, and you got to see firsthand the sweeps. So
I was at every single, except for one, every single Giants Dodgers game in in LA. So yeah, I got front row. I literally had to spend a lot of money, and I watched my team get their ass kicked. So not a lot of fun there.
I think you did see them win one where they like
No, yeah, they won
beat
one
them pretty
game.
good.
If my memory is correct, I know they got swept in San Francisco, and in San Francisco the Giants won that series, and then in LA it was a sweep and then just a series loss. So I was there for the one win that we got against you guys in LA.
The account on Twitter was pretty active that night.
Yeah, it was not very fun for me.
No. When they beat them, you were pretty active that one night.
I mean, hey, yeah. I gotta get my get backs. I gotta get my get backs.
It was pretty quiet for the rest of the season after that, but it was.
I got my control over Debo. Okay, when he shuts up, I shut up. When he leaves, I'll start talking again.
I'll start talking again.
Come on now. Well, but yeah, that's kind of pretty much what happening in Giants land. Besides, Matt Chapman Shohei gets a parade in Tokyo, and Matt Chapman gets to just appear on a comedian's podcast who dresses up like Dr. Phil. So we're pretty much the same team.
Sure. Wait, he went on the podcast with the fake Dr. Phil?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that guy.
Oh, yeah, he showed up and like throw tomatoes at the guy at Dr. Phil and then like left. So we awesome. Got that. It's pretty much Giants are pretty much a household name now. So Matt Chapman, Shohei Ohtani, probably like the same level at this point.
Sure. Man, delusion is it's yeah, sure, whatever. They're just as big.
Yeah, same thing, same notice. So this is technically, this is what's kind of weird about the whole Tokyo series, because we can't even say, hey, this is the last podcast before, real games start, because what we're going to do is this is the last podcast before the Tokyo series. The Tokyo series is going to happen. Then we're going to podcast again right afterwards. Then that will be the last podcast before technically real games start.
Are you going to stay up with me any of those games?
I extremely doubt it. 3 a.m?
Hell yeah. Hell no. I mean, I'll stay. I'll try to stay up, but I don't know. Like
we'll do live stream just from our phones.
Yeah, I know we had talked about trying to do a live stream through that, but I'm like, what are we gonna? We're just gonna be so quiet trying to just stay up. Like,
I mean, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. I'm not gonna pretend that we have a crazy huge following, but we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. On at this time, I doubt we can ask you guys to come and hang out at 3 a.m. So I don't think it's a thing.
I think whoever's watching will be up. I don't know if they're up watching us. Like, who wants to watch us when their game is on? Let's watch the game
at the same time, or just stay up a little bit longer. Stay up a little longer, and then we can live stream afterwards. You're already up. You already had your coffee.
So you want to live stream at 6 a.m. after the
game? Come on now. It'll be perfect. We can live stream, and then I'll go to work at 8:30. It'll be a great time.
Send you off to your job. Yeah. Come hang with us. We'll send you off to your job. Unless they lose, and then, I'll just go back to sleep.
Well, there's some great times over here. Thank you guys for hanging out. If you like and subscribe and make all your friends like and subscribe, maybe we can just quit our jobs and just do this forever. So please do that. Make sure to
forever.
Yeah, forever. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to ask you before we get out of
here. It helps us grow. Make sure to like, subscribe on your favorite podcasting platform as well. But until then, Dave, what do you got?
I was gonna ask you before we get out of here.
Okay.
The new MLB The Show. Did you buy it? Are you into it? Will you play it? Have you ever played it?
The thing is with me in video, I'm going to tell you a little fun fact about Jesse. I was really into video games when I was younger, and around like 13, I realized how upset I was getting at video games was unhealthy. So I was like, I gotta either calm myself or I got to stop playing video games, and I just gave up video games cold turkey. So I could beat the crap out of anybody in like
13
Mario Kart 64, any 64 games, but other than that.
So 13-year-old Jesse was having fun, was getting mad, and he's like, I'm done? 13-year-old Jesse said I'm done with video games?
Hey, bro, I hung up my cleats, dude. I was like, oh, I got to turn my back on the game that I love. It was, I think the thing that made it, because I used to have, back in the day, my dad was a big garage sailor, right? And we came up on like an arcade machine.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, trying to remember it was like one of those arcade machines that had multiple games. It had like Tecmo Bowl, MLB like All-Stars, I think it was. I forgot exactly what the baseball game was called. I mean, I remember it like it was just, but then I had like Super Mario and all that kind of stuff. I think it was Tecmo Bowl. I was losing, and I like punched I don't think it's glass. It was like the plastic type thing, and that's what did it for me. I had to clean. I had to hang up my cleats, man.
It sounds more like you broke it, and your dad was like, "You're never playing video games ever again."
No.
Then,
My dad was.
And then
I'm
you had
sure
your press conference.
He was there. He wasn't there. I just couldn't do it. I was like, "This is."
And then 13-year-old Jesse had his press conference, and it's like, "I'm willingly giving it up," when in reality they were forcing you to hang it up.
I sat myself down. I was like, "You can't do this." I mean, I'll prove it. I still got my Nintendo 64 at the house. We can run it. I'll destroy you in Super Smash Brothers 007. We can run it. But then after that, I don't know how to play anything else.
The new graphics are going to blow your mind then if you're just playing those old ones.
So I always make my wife's little cousins, when they come and hang out here, I always make them play me. And they're like, how do you even see these things? What the hell? Like, and I'm like, dude, when we were young, this was like mind blowing. We thought we couldn't believe how realistic this was.
Yeah, no, I get it. The games now are freaking crazy, and yeah, there's times where I'll get like that, but not to that extreme that I want to break stuff. But I mean, if I would have been one of those kids online, I get it.
I would have been one of those kids online, you know, like the ones that get mad and they destroy their PlayStation or their computers or whatever. That could have been me, and I just didn't want to be that.
Your name should have been Crash Out Gutierrez.
Shout out to Crash, man. Thank you for hanging out. Yes.
Yeah, that was my question, man. So yeah, I mean, I guess you won't try out the new MLB.
I will not play it. I've been told. I remember with my brother-in-law, we were all hanging out like on a just some family holiday. Everyone was together. And he was like, "Yeah, come on, hop on." And I started playing some like, it was like Call of Duty. I think there was like zombies or something like that. I don't know. And I just died like 3 or 4 times, like back to back. And I was like, dude, don't even give me the controller anymore. Like, this is so bad. I just feel like I'm losing it for you.
You either get those or you don't. It's simple as that.
I don't have it in me. I just don't. Are you a MLB The Show guy, or are you excited for it?
Yeah, love MLB. Well, it's just I used to play MVP baseball when it was on Xbox. Love that game. Then they stopped it. Then I had to switch over to PS5 or PS4 at the time so I can play the MLB The Show. And then they brought it to Xbox, so I'm back to Xbox. So yeah, I'll give it I mean, just the fact that it's $70, I don't know if I want to do that. It used to be like on Game Pass, so it was free. And I was like, oh, that's cool. That's really cool. But then, this year they're like, oh yeah, we're not doing that. So you gotta pay.
We're gonna go from free to $70.
If it was free, it was for me, but it's not. So wait.
Damn. Well, someone's got to pay for Rob Manfred's special massages. So,
hey yo.
Other than that, make sure to follow us. Oh yeah, let's get back to the outro.
Let's get back to it.
Make sure to follow us on all your socials. Instagram, Benches Cleared Podcast. Twitter, Benches Cleared P. And TikTok, Benches Cleared Dave. What do you got for him?
Excited to watch these guys play, man, at 3 a.m. Monday and Tuesday. Let's see if I can stay up, man. And whoever stays up, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. We won't be there.
I mean, I will. You might
not. Sorry, Dave will be there. But we'll be here next week. So come hang out with us, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.